The countdown to midnight is on as lawmakers scramble to finish the state's business before the legislature closes up shop until 2021.
All right, so several bills still working their way through the process as lawmakers settle in for a long night. And Politics Now co-host Patrick Walker and Steve Sebelius are live in Carson City. And guys, you're also settling in for a long night, especially now I hear that it's raining out there as well.
Yeah, it's feeling like an even longer and longer night now that we're here in the rain. I don't know if this is a sign of things to come for the rest of the evening about how this is going to go, but we're under 6 hours, about 5.5 hours now. Most of the heavy lifting has been done as far as budget bills. Those are all over, right, Steve? So what are we talking about now as far as what lawmakers are seeing?
Yeah, now we're talking about just the remaining policy bills that have to be done, the rewrite of the state schools funding formula, that's in Ways and Means, a few other bills of that nature that's still left to be done.
You have been tracking a big public records bill that had to get through today. Now it just got to this point, and they've been trying to push it through. What are the highlights there?
Yeah, there was a hearing this morning in the Assembly Government Affairs Committee. It was heard for probably a good 2 hours. They took no action, so it could literally happen at any time. The Assembly Government Affairs Committee could meet in its regular room. It could meet behind the bar in the Assembly and pass out that bill for a full Assembly vote. So we'll see what happens on that. That one may go all the way to midnight.
One of the things last night that was a big talker, there were rumors and reports that perhaps the weighted funding formula, something that's been in the works for a long time, and then this session was just introduced in the last couple of weeks. There were reports it was going to fall apart.
Yeah.
That's been walked back some at least, but some changes have been made. It's interesting. So what are we looking at now?
Yeah, those rumors included the fact that this might be converted to a study over the interim instead of an actual bill, which would have been a way for the legislature to kind of punt on that issue and not really do anything. It's still intact as a model, but it is going to change significantly, I think, in the Assembly, which means we'll have to go back to the Senate for revisions. But it still seems to be something that they're going to do in parallel with the regular DSA over the next 2 years to see how this formula will work as opposed to the old one.
And then you would look at, I think there's a provision in there where the governor could intervene, and it's similar to that bill for collective bargaining. The governor could essentially get in there and ignore a collective bargaining. There's something similar to that in there as well, but again, we have to see it get amended out first to see what exactly happens. But it's interesting you mentioned behind the bar. Let's talk a little bit about that. Committee hearings, the rules, that kind of goes away on the last day.
Well, not just on the last day. Those behind-the-bar meetings can happen really at any time, and they do throughout the session. They happen more frequently, though, in the end, when there's not physically enough time to go up to a committee room, gavel in, hear the bill, and then come back down to the floor and have a recess. When you're doing the meeting behind the bar, the rest of the Assembly stays right there, so you can immediately proceed to business once that bill's been voted out.
The weather forecast for today, 81 degrees and sunny with maybe a few passing clouds here in Carson City. I don't think we quite nailed that forecast today, so we're having some fun in the rain, if you want to call it that. When we check in with you again, we'll be counting down to crunch time. We'll check in with you at 11 o'clock from inside the Capitol as the final bills make their way through. With Steve Sebelius in Carson City, in the rain, I'm Patrick Walker, 8 News Now.
Going to be a busy night. All right, Patrick, thanks for that. Coming